Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Prospect eSports Showdown match between Apollo, Ouranos, and Loud Legends. I am Newbeat, and I'm here with Aegis today for the casting. Loud Legends has got off to a solid start this year with a 3-0 record, but Apollo's looking to win one today and improve their own record to 2-2. Aegis, how's it going today, and what are some of the things you're looking for?
I think we're going to have an exciting match ready to go here. A couple Rhine battles going to start off with. Bloomer is a very solid Reinhardt, and so is Rugby. So I think we're going to be looking for that. And we've seen Apollo before. We've seen what this DPS duo is capable of. Skittles and Blue Jay, both very solid players here. Blue Jay, especially on the Widow, on the Tracer, has been very effective.
Absolutely. I really do like seeing Blue Jay on the Widow. They have clicked a lot of heads in the past, and I have no reason to think that that won't continue today. Noble Knight can be a really strong Zarya as well. The support line is also very strong for Apollo, with Leroy on a Brig a lot of the time, and is a very good bodyguard for their flex support.
Yeah, Leroy's Brigida is so nasty. Just makes it very difficult for any of those dive characters to get any real space. So we're going to be looking out for that. Looking out for that shield bash coming out from Leroy. Haven't seen Lounge Legends in action as much as we've seen Apollo, so I think there's going to be some good surprises coming out here. Megamind, very good Pharah, and Copperhead with a really solid McCree. So we might see some really nice comps here coming out.
Yes, and with University as our first map here on Oasis, this map kind of lends itself to more of a rush style, so we'll see if teams want to go with that. We have Ryans on each team early on here, so that looks like the kind of comp that they're going to want to go with, as Rugby and Bloomer are both on the giant German man with the shield.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting exactly what we came for here. We're going to have some Rhine battles with Noble Knight on the Diva and Skriz coming out on the Sigma. So a little bit of double shield and Megamind on that far. So Blue Jay's work is going to be cut out for them, keeping an eye out for Megamind. So a lot of spam damage coming in here from Lounge Legends with Copperhead on that Junkrat as well. So Rugby's going to have to work on that shield management and make sure that they can stay up to it.
The first fight is now starting here as well. We can see Megamind going all the way around for a long flank with Washcloth on the Mercy, just keeping them topped up for help. Washcloth starting to get a little bit low here, but is able to stay alive for the time being. No picks have come through just yet, as Blue Jay is trying to hunt down that Pharah with no luck so far. A nice headshot there, but still no picture as this fight just keeps going on, but the point has been capped by Apollo, so that is the first cap of the day going their way, and Washcloth goes down as well as Noble Knight and Blue Jay team up to take them right out of the skies. Noble Knight now going after the Pharah all on her lonesome, but loses their mech as Megamind is able to demech them. Then the pin comes in, a very nice pin coming in there from Bloomer as they are able to take down Skittles. Copperhead Bloomer also on the kill feed again. And even though Apollo got the first cap there, it looks like Lounge Legends has already flipped.
Really nice Maywall came out there from Skittles to block off Lounge Legends kind of immediately and get that first cap for them. So we're going to be looking at Skittles to keep kind of controlling the fight and keep controlling these tanks. So Bloomer and Skriz, not a lot of mobility, so they are going to get stuck by these Maywalls, but you can see that Rugby shield is dropping much faster than Bloomer with all this spam coming in. Blue Jay with huge 3, and the tire comes back and takes out 2, so Noble Knight picks up Copperhead, and it's going to be just Bloomer on the point.
A couple of balls traded out there, but a very nice play coming in from Blue Jay to get 3 with that Deadeye, which is a great play, allows for that flip. Rugby's got the Earth Shatter ready to go, and it's going to have to wait here for Loud Legends to come back in, as they just got wiped out there by Blue Jay.
Really nice play. It was exactly what they needed. Blue Jay needed to get that Pharah out of the sky and managed to take a couple extras with it here. So Rugby's going to have the Shatter coming in here, but they got to watch out. There is going to be this barrage. I think Megamind's going to go in pretty aggressive with it.
Megamind has snuck into the back on the left-hand side in that mini health pack room. Decides to hold on to the barrage for now as Skriz comes in with the Dravidic Flux. They're able to take down the Immortality Field, but nothing more as of yet. Skriz gets frozen up, kept up by the Immortality Field for a little bit, but eventually taken down. The beat comes out from Lavore on that Lucio to keep those extra shields on her team and make sure that they are all good to go. And a nice late pick there from Noble Knight as well, so that's another one fight for Apollo.
Maybe a little over-eager on the beat there, but it did allow them to take up that extra space and push Lounge Legends almost back to spawn. So you gotta be happy with that. You only used a couple ults, won the fight. They're coming up to 86, so this is gonna be last fight territory here for Lounge Legends, and they're gonna be coming into a Diva Bomb, the Amplification Matrix, another Deadeye, and the Shatter.
Noble Knight almost going over the edge there as well, but is able to keep it up, has that self-destruct as they mentioned on the point. Big slam coming in from Bloomer, puts a couple people on the floor. Noble Knight answers with that self-destruct as well, and Megamind finally comes in with that barrage we've all been waiting for and gets two as well. Washcloth gets a resurrect onto Fat Dude. Megamind just flying around on this point. You're peppering in shots with that rocket launcher. Very nicely done, and in overtime, Lounge Legends will be able to flip that and start counting back up themselves.
You can see Apollo thought they had that in the bag. They used everything. Blue Jay had the Deadeye out as well, and as soon as they caught the Deadeye, Megamind was right on top of them, barraging them down. So didn't get a lot of value from it, and they're going to be coming back into a tire and an Ambitrix here from Fat Beach.
And Copperhead using the tire the same way they did last time for the same spot, and they're able to take down Rugby with it. That's a very nice first pick to get that main tank out of the fight. Megamind takes down Lavore as well. Helped with that Mercy Pocket once again from Washcloth. Very nicely done, and that looks like Apollo's going to have to wait for another reset here to come back in with a full 6.
Only got one and a half fights here, I feel. There is another barrage coming in from Megamind. If they're able to weather that storm and come in with the blizzard, I think as long as it doesn't get eaten by Skriz here, they could have a good chance.
And there it is, and it gets Fish for dinner as well, so that Baptiste is out, and Bloomer is able to follow up. It looks like they're using that amplification window to just amplify that damage and get a lot of kills in there. Very nicely done. So this looks like we're in the final fight territory. Whoever's going to take this next fight here is going to win the map.
Yeah, only the 9%, so they're going to have to be a little fast in touch. So Loar is on the Lucio, so they might be able to get back in here. Someone's going to have to touch, though. Nice touch here from Noble Knight.
Absolutely, and Fish for Dinner puts out that Ant Matrix of their own. Self-destruct comes in from Skriz, isn't able to find anyone, and they can't remech because they're taken down by the Icicle from Skittles. Very nicely done. Megamind is able to get another tire coming in from Copperhead as well that takes out the Pilot Diva. Blue Jay gets 2 with another Deadeye pick as well to get both halves of the pharmacy. Copperhead fighting here on the point, but with Griffin and Bloomer on there, they aren't able to survive. So Apollo and Ouranos will get the flip here, and Loud Legends is going to have to contest or this map will end. It looks like Skriz has been able to get onto the point, loses that mech quickly, and another nice shot from Blue Jay takes him down, and that is the round. First map of the day goes to Apollo.
Squarely on the shoulders of Skittles and Blue Jay. They held that so well, able to take down Bloomer there just at the end with the only one left on there. It looked like it was all going Lounge Legends. That's 2 Deadeyes in that first map from Blue Jay that just had a massive impact. So very nice to see, and we're already off to a good start here for Apollo. So they are looking to make that record up to a 500. So Lounge Legends so far undefeated. So is this going to be the matchup where they have finally met their match here in Apollo?
We will see. They do have that early edge taking that first map as both teams are coming out of the spawn doors once more. Copperhead is now flipped over onto the McCree from the Junkrat. Megamind staying on the Pharah as well. Blue Jay has switched over to the Echo, so that could be a little bit of a soft counter to the Pharah as well, so we'll see how that will work out. A very nice first fight coming in here as both teams have engaged. No eliminations as of yet. Skriz gets knocked down on that Sigma, so they're losing control of the high ground as Apollo is dominating up top. A nice focusing beam coming in from Blue Jay, but the first elimination goes to Fat Beach as they take down Sport and Fish for Dinner. Unfortunately, Copperhead comes back and gets the roar as well, so that is 2 down for Apollo, 1 down for Lounge Legends as it is a 5v4 right now as Noble Knight loses their back. Megamind takes down the Pilot as well. So the numbers advantage are up for Lounge Legends as they are going to take this first point.
Rugby's getting a last little jump in here to try and get the last couple seconds, and there's the flip. So, you know, it was a nice first take from them. They didn't allow Lounge Legends to really accrue any percentage there while that fight was going on. So I think a good stall. They're running fast characters here. Rugby's able to get back into this fight pretty quickly as Winston. So looks like they're ready to come on in, and they're going to be coming into this Deadeye from Copperhead, who's already on the high ground waiting for him.
That will be dangerous as well with the ulting McCree up top when it does happen. It looks like they have the shield up there from Bloomer as well, so if they choose to use the Deadeye, they will be nicely protected. Skittles just hiding around the corner, not wanting to do anything quite yet, looking to maybe display some of the high ground once they get the pulse bomb, but the first pick is taken by Megamind as they take down Blue Jay in the battle in the skies. Scriz follows it up by taking out Fish Dinner as well. Picks are coming in now fast and furious for Lounge Legends as they are looking to win another fight decisively here and get over 50%.
Used the Valkyrie here, and it seemed like didn't get much value from it. I think it was a little bit too late. A couple picks down, and unfortunately just couldn't get what she wanted from it. So they are going to be coming in here with the Pulse Bomb and the Echo Duplicate. However, almost all 6 ults coming up here from Lounge Legends. So this is going to be, I think, a very colorful fight from both teams here.
Absolutely, Legends getting up to that 6-pack once Scriz gets the Graphitic Flux ready to go. That will be a tough one to walk into for Apollo. And here we go as Skittles finds 2 on the Pulse Bomb. Very nicely done. Takes up both parts of the pharmacy with a Pulse Bomb. You don't really see that one every day, but it is nice nonetheless. Skittles on this Tracer in the back still, just trying to do as much work as they can. Chunking down Bloomer. Unfortunately, don't have the burst damage to get all that healing right now as Bloomer is being kept topped off by their supports. Skittles just trying their best and does find a pick on the Fat Peach. Some of that healing is now gone for Legends.
Skittles is an absolute menace to Pharmacy with a Pulse Bomb. So, and Noble Knight gets a nice pick on the washcloth here as Bloomer tries to disengage, but Skittles right on top of them again. So they do manage to escape here, and they're finally getting healed up. But nice take and nice continued pressure here.
The pressure is strong right now for sure, and Noble Knight has that self-destruct. Maybe wants to fire a bomb into the back line. Maybe he's just going to hold on for a minute here and let Lounge Legends come in a little. Blue Jay up to another duplicate as well. That could be useful, especially if they duplicate someone like the Reinhardt and get that shatter up very quickly.
Very nice bio grenade there. I would like to see Noble Knight fire this bomb here and just try and win this fight with next to nothing. Skittles has invested the pulse bomb there, but only gets the immortality field, but does make the finish on Fat Peach, but gets taken out by Megamind. It's all going down up top.
And inside the jump pad, the Pharah decides to ult their Megamind, kind of an unorthodox spot, but they are able to get 2 kills with the help of Scriz as well, and then take down Rugby in short order. So this is looking like it could be a flip back for Legends as they are pushing on to this point with 4 members, and they are able to get the flip now. Overtime burning on down. A nice shot there from Copperhead to pick up Aurora coming back on the Lucio, so that's going to hurt the stall potential as Copperhead is just keeping this point and not letting anyone back in.
Wow, Noble Knight almost got there. Had taken a bunch of chip damage on the way, and Bloomer just finishes them off in what maybe one of the most satisfying ways to get a kill is with that Earth Shatter, just a direct murder with the Earth Shatter. So very nice there, and it's going to take us to map 3. So I think everyone's getting a lot of value out of the characters they've chosen. Not a lot of swaps coming in here. It seems like Apollo is maybe more willing to make these changes. We've seen them coming into maps with a little bit more of a set play. Looks like they're going to come up with a double bubble and a Pharah of their own. So we might have 2 flyers here. So Copperhead is going to be busy.
Absolutely, there'll be some sorties in the sky if it stays that way. Skittles has switched over to the Symmetra right now. Might just be looking to transport their team out with the teleporter, and they do exactly that and switch back over to the Pharah. So there will be some battles in the sky here. It is worth mentioning Aurora has switched over to the Mercy as well, so both teams will have the pharmacy in there in this first fight.
Pharah 1v1s are so exciting unless I'm playing them. They're incredible. And here comes Bloomer, just gets taken off the map there by Skittles, so picks getting traded back and forth. We're off to a good start.
Megamind got one as well, so both Pharaohs are on the board. Blue Jay, however, finishes off Copperhead with the focusing beam. Megamind still up top here, trying to get that ult charge up, is able to get the final blow onto Rugby as well with another nice, as Aegis called it, direct murder. And this fight is just the two Pharaohs now. It looks like Skittles was able to get that bubble from Noble Knight, so they're able to stay alive for the moment. Megamind on 32 HP and lowering, and a Dream is still on the point contesting, which is very nicely done. Is able to disengage just enough for Washcloth to come back on that Mercy and get them healed back up. And now going in the air at the lore, and another nice pick onto Mercy. Megamind is just dominating right now. A very nice sleep coming in though from Fish, which is able to finally neutralize Megamind as Blue Jay is able to find the final blow on that one.
Very nice barrage there coming in from Skittles. Trades their life for it, but that's just kind of the way it goes when you're a Quara. We're going to see some more ults invested here, and we are going to see Apollo make that flip, and here it comes. So, I think very nicely done by everybody there. A lot of trades back and forth. It's a lot of nice direct rocket shots there from Megamind and Skittles. So, this Pharah battle in Skies has been going really well.
Absolutely, and it is worth mentioning too that Rugby was able to take one down with the Primal Rage and the environmental kill, so that is always a boon for their team as well. So Bloomer coming back through this room here with the team, trying to maybe take a rotation up onto the high ground, and that's going to hurt them as Blue Jay gets the first pick of this fight and takes down Megamind with the sticky bomb. Very nicely done from the Echo. Now in the back with the duplicate, just poking in there, but a nice shot from Copperhead cuts them down as well. Skittles still on the point on this Pharah, just trying to lower that shield of Bloomer as much as they can as well. Just trying to hold him off the point. The big shadow comes in from Bloomer, but a very nice group by Skittles, and that neutralizes it and takes Bloomer off the map. However, Copperhead and Sprizz coming back into 2 more picks for Legends, and they are trying to get back on this point as Megamind finds Fish again as well. So unfortunately, Noble Knight, last man standing on the point, isn't able to hold on right now, and the flip is coming in for Lounge Legends.
Wow, that's a whole lot of boops. I feel like people should just stay off of that top area here. It seems like both Pharaohs are very willing and able to get those boops. Very nice play there to get rid of, you know, Bloomer availability to follow up on their own shatter. We're seeing Blue Jay play very well here as well. So they're jumping in and kind of playing the role of the Tracer and harassing some of these low health targets with Skittles. Kind of puts that original damage in, and Megamind brings in the barrage, and there's both tanks gone for Apollo.
That is a tough one for Apollo as well. Skittles, however, comes back and takes out Fat Beach, so that will even out the numbers a little bit. Blue Jay looking to use this duplicate here in this next fight, I would imagine. Sprizz has a Gravitic Flux as well. Tries to find anything with the Kinetic Grasp but cannot, so they won't get any extra shields from that. Skittles in the little middle window here. Probably looking to use the barrage once they come in here with the concussion blast, trying to chunk down Sprizz. Grab, barrage combo, what a play there from Skittles and Noble Knight. That is very nicely done. Skittles does go down, however, and the Roar does get the resurrection. Noble Knight trying to push forward with Azaria, but gets punished and taken down by Bloomer. Rugby back in with another Primal Rage, seeing if they can find any more environmental kills, but has not been so lucky so far. Sprizz is able to take down Fish Dinner again, who has been dying fairly often in these fights. Blue Jay gets a kill onto Washcloth, so those are some of the healers traded out. Kree coming back with the Deadeye as Copperhead loads that up, isn't able to find any targets. Bloomer takes out Blue Jay on the duplicate. Sprizz unfortunately takes himself down with those Hyper Spears. Blue Jay with another kill, looking very good in the Pharah here, as this could be the last fight of the match if Lounge Legends is able to hold on.
We're seeing the advantage of the mobile tanks here. So Noble Knight swapped over to the Hammond, and both Rugby and Noble Knight are just getting back in the fight so fast. Lounge Legends had a chance to seal that up, but nice swaps there. We saw them come back very fast and get that taken right back for them. It is going to be a little bit harder to defend, I believe. Noble Knight, obviously a very capable Hammond, and this can be a good Hammond. A little bit of spin to win in the middle. So it's going to be the double shield versus the double mobility. So here we go.
Yes, this will be the last fight of the map, and true to form as these two teams have been so far, it will be another close one. Skittles getting the first pick as they take down Megamind. That is very nicely done. However, Washcloth is able to get that one with the Resurrected. Megamind It's 3 more with the barrage. Very nicely done, even though Noble Knight's able to take down Washcloth. Right now, I would have to say it's advantage Lounge Legends. Squiz also gets Skittles as well. So it looks like the number advantage is there for Legends as they are holding on to this point. They have made the flip now, and that overtime timer is burning down, getting very low. We'll see if anyone from Apollo can touch, and they cannot. And that is the first round of the day going to Legends.
So close there. Just only at the last little bit. They were so close to touching there. Poor Rugby, so close at the end. That was some nice back and forth. I think we're gonna have a really nice match in our hands here. So you can see here's one of Blue Jay's Dead Eyes. Triple kill right off the go there. So we're gonna take a quick break here, and we'll come back with map 2.
Epic. Oh, that's too much.
You just gotta keep moving forward.
Hello, and we are back. This is the newbie
Traveling to
with
Volskaya
Aegis as we're getting ready
Industries.
for our second map of the day. Lounge Legends took the first map, which was Oasis,
Initiating
and now we are
launch.
headed off to Volskaya Industries. Aegis, what you got for us on this one?
We might see some more of this fair action. I hope we do anyway. There's very nice plays there from Skittles and Megamind, so I hope we get to see them both go head to head on here again. Blue Jay, a lot of skill on the Widow, Ash, McCree, so we might see some of that. There's some nice long sight lines here, especially on Volskaya first. So I think we're
Ready
probably
for
going to see
battle.
more of what we saw last map here on Oasis. So Noble Knight probably going to go on that Diva, Rugby probably on that Reinhardt. So I think we're going to have a good match here. It was 2-1, so very close first map on Oasis. I would like to see a continuation of that. So far, it's been a fantastic match.
Yes, and it looks like their Lounge Legends and Apollo are running basically the same comps right now. We do have a quick pause here, so we will sort that one out quickly. I will mention about the compositions here. If Leroy plays that Lucio, which she has today already, it will be a close to mirror compositions. The only difference would be the Ash versus the McCree. These are both comps that we have seen in North American contenders, especially that May has been very prevalent across the board. So we'll see how Megamind and Skittle stack up against each other in this one.
A lot of this is going to be on the Lucios to navigate their teams and get those rotations around what the Mays are trying to do. So the Mays are going to be trying to block some of those entryways and trying to force teams to make decisions quickly and maybe decisions that they don't really want to make. So we're going to be looking to Washcloth and Leroy here, if assuming that they pick the Lucio as well, to kind of be a bit of a soft counter to the Maywalls and be able to get these teams around these obstacles as fast as they can. So not a whole lot of difference here. We are going to have the hit scans coming out from Blue Jay on the McCree and Copperhead on the Ash. So this can be a very nice job, or a very, very nice comp to be going up against with these dynamites. So we're going to be looking to the Divas to eat those dynamites, eat those flashbangs, and potentially eat some of those May ults as well. So they're going to have to be really tracking those ults and seeing where they're going. There's not really a ton else for the Divas defense matrix to eat up. So we're going to be looking mostly for those May ults and then some of that hit scan fire probably, as well as, of course, the Reinhardt's fire strikes. So as much as it is, a battle of the Lucios, a battle of the Reinhardts, I think whichever diva is going to be most effective at eating up some of these abilities and cooldowns, we might see these fights kind of trend in that way for them.
That definitely makes sense. And with those two Mays as well, we'll see those walls come out, and that is very strong. A very strong way to create space for your team and to force your other team into spots that they don't want to be. You mentioned the diva play as well. That will be interesting to watch because I think the biggest thing for a defense matrix is to neutralize abilities of the other team, right? So like you were mentioning, for example, neutralizing that dynamite coming in from Copperhead. That's one cooldown that you don't have for another about 8 seconds, I think that is. So that diva job of using that defense matrix to make sure that the other team is not getting as much value as they would like is super important.
Looks like we've just had someone leave the match here. So let's take a quick break here and we're going to get everyone back together and we'll be right back for you.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries. Initiating launch.
And we are back. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties, but it looks like we have a more fair 6v6 Overwatch coming back, which I think is the way we all want to see it. So we were mentioning the upcoming play from the off tanks. I'm assuming it'll stay the same as we have that head-to-head Diva battle coming up between Noble
Ready
Knight
for
and Skriz,
battle.
and that does look like that's exactly what we will have. And then Skittles and Megamind also mirroring these Mays will do a lot of job trying to shepherd their other team with the May walls as well. So that will be interesting to see how those are
Attackers
utilized.
incoming in 30
Yeah,
seconds.
so Crotalus is a very good Lucio, and I think this is kind of exactly what you want to be coming in to do here if you're Crotalus. So going to be giving their team a little bit of mobility and try and push this point as quickly and as with much time left as possible. So nice to see Crotalus Lucio here. So nice to have a sub like this
5,
coming in.
4,
Absolutely,
3,
Crotalus is
2,
very strong on that Lucio. I wouldn't call them a Lucio specialist. I know they have a very good
defend objective A.
Zenyatta as well, but we will be seeing them on the Lucio as we get the first attack going here as Apollo Esports hits that first choke and starts to walk in towards Legends here. Just a little bit of a poke battle right now. The Maywall did come out for Megamind, but it was kind of off by itself. Looks like Apollo is rotating over to the right side here, and Skriz gets frozen up and low, but they are able to stay in the mech for the time being. Copperhead at half health gets healed up as well, as Apollo is trying to get up these stairs and break onto the high ground. First pick goes to Skriz as they take down Rugby, and the main pick for Apollo is gone, and that's going to be dangerous here for the rest of this fight, as this May is going to have a lot more room to move without those shields in the way, and they're able to take down Blue Jay with the critical as well. And now, unfortunately, Noble Knight, you just can't get away with that May wall in there, and they are taken down. That's going to be a reset for Apollo. There's some very nice plays coming in there for Megamind on the May.
I was worried when Megamind had used that first wall. That should have been Crotalus's cue to speed boost, amp it up right around that corner. As soon as that wall is out of the way, it kind of gives you a few seconds to relocate very quickly. If they had moved a little bit faster up to that high ground, I think they could have got them off guard. The Immortality Field was on cooldown, and the wall was on cooldown as well. So another early wall usage here from Megamind. So they're going to have to be really careful how to use these.
Absolutely, and Apollo with a little bit of a different strategy this time decided to go straight to the point, which will force Lance Legends to come down and challenge him as well. Both windows have come out onto the points on the Baptiste. Blue Jay with a very nice Deadeye. They get two self-destruct coming in from Skriz as well, but that does not find anything. There is a blizzard on the point. All's coming in every which way but Sunday, and it looks like another blizzard is coming out from Skittles as well. We'll see if they can find anyone here. Skriz finally goes down in that pile of Diva as Noble Knight's able to finish him off, and that will be the first point. It looks like it's Apollo with a very nice fight using those ultimates really well.
Great choice by Skittle to use that Blizzard. It looked a little late, like maybe they were, throwing good many after bad, but really turned it around, and I think they had a good read of who was left on the point and what they were able to do. So both DPS for Apollo here have been making some really fantastic choices to hold on to the point when they saw it on Oasis, and we're seeing here again.
And there are a couple ultimates available for both teams as Noble Knight has a self-destruct on the other side. Copperhead has Bomb, and they have thrown it in as well. We'll see if they're able to do anything with that. Rugby takes down the counter Reinhardt, which is a very good pick for them, as Fat Beach takes out the other Baptiste as well. So it looks like they're pairing off for a little bit of a dance here. Copperhead's Bomb does end up getting Washcloth, and Blue Jay takes out Washcloth right after. Copperhead with some very nice Ash play on the point here, and for the time being, Lance Legends is able to rebuff Apollo and send them back to spawn.
So there's not going to be a whole lot coming in. They're going to have the beat to maybe counter Megamind's Blizzard. So Bloomer's going to have the Shatter ready to go pretty quickly as well. So we do have to watch for Blue Jay's Deadeye though, so coming up to 80% on that, and they're going to have a potential window to use with it. So this could be very deadly. Blue Jay has been extremely effective with the Deadeye on the best of times, even without a window. So we might see some very fast high ground action coming up here, as both teams have decided just kind of a little bit of a standoff there.
Yeah, and we got Blue Jay on this high ground as well. Probably just using his fight, but then pulls out the Deadeye as well. Unfortunately not able to take anyone down with it. Noble Knight is able to knock Copperhead off the map, which is a very nice pick for Apollo as they are pushing it again. Skriz is able to take down Rugby, so that is one tank gone for Apollo. Megamind just standing at the back here, shooting through this amplification matrix, doing a good job here and doing a lot of damage with other icicles, which will allow them to build a blizzard much faster. Grizz with that self-destruct doesn't need it right now, as Apollo is falling a little bit on the point as Copperhead takes down 2 more and continues that domination with the Ash and takes down Blue Jay. So Copperhead flexing a little bit here on point B of Volskaya. A very nice play.
Another late blizzard there from Skittles. This time didn't get exactly what they wanted out of it. You can see they're trying to make that same play they did at first. With 2 CP, with these assault maps, it's so hard to take the second point. And if you're even down 1 or 2, it's almost never worth throwing ultimates after it. So you basically have to win 2 fights in a row almost, because the defender spawn is so close. So looks like the Lounge Legends are gonna try and keep holding up here on the high ground here and letting Apollo come right to the point before they drop down.
And Skittles going for a little bit of a cheeky flank as well, trying to catch out some of their backline. Copperhead throws in another Omnic Butler there and is able to take down Noble Knight, and Rugby Bob is doing stuff on point B here. This is very nicely done. Fish for Dinner is able to take out Megamind, so that main menace at the back is neutralized for the moment, as this allows Bloomer to push out, though. It looks like Apollo has another lost fight here and he'll have to give up and re-rack and come again.
Copperhead showing they have a little bit of bite there. 3 picks and then a very quick bob to just shut that entire attack down. So just under 1.5 minutes here for Apollo to make this attack, and a lot of time even off the clock considering how effective they're taking first point was. So they're gonna have to move in here quickly, and there's not any block here for them. That's
and it looks like Noble Knight is going to start with that self-destruct, as that is a very good tool to use for the engage. Rugby is able to take down 2 with the Reinhardt hammer. The Absolute Matrix comes out of the back from Fish, and Blue Jay tries to put a Deadeye through that, but it gets eaten nicely coming up with Squiz. A very good use of the defense matrix there. However, Rugby is still on that point, just swinging away. It's opening day in baseball this week, and Rugby is showing that they can hit home runs as well. Fish for Dinner takes down Copperhead. However, that's traded out by Fat Beach taking down Rugby, and Megamind follows it up quickly by taking down Noble Knight and Crowless as well. Some very nice icicles from that May. Skittles is able to pull one back by taking out Fat Beach, but Squiz finishes off Fish for Dinner, and with 30 seconds left, this will be the last chance for Apollo.
They're going to be able to touch, you know, bit of a slow tank line here. They're gonna have to stick around the Reinhardt, but Skittles is gonna be able to jump in here and has the pulse bomb. So if this is used effectively, they're gonna be looking for Washcloth here, assuming that they've been keeping an eye on that Lucio. They know that Washcloth is coming up with a beat, so that's gonna be their main aim.
And so there, Skittles trying to get in there with that pulse bomb to get some of the supports, but is not able to be successful with that. Another Bob coming in from Copperhead. We'll see if this one can do as much work as the previous. Noble Knight gets taken out of their mech, so that is one less tool for Apollo, as the Baby Diva is on fire and finally gets taken down. So Noble Knight just sitting pretty in the back here, firing in as many shots as they can. Self-destruct onto the point coming in from Sprizz, but Blue Jay is able to get 2 of them McCree. That is a very nice play, and now that Rugby takes down Sprizz as well, and then Bloomer. Apollo is turning down the fight. They get that first pick there. Blue Jay takes down Copperhead, so that's the winner in the West for that one. Another Deadeye coming out. Skittle takes down Megamind, and that, at the last second, is a take for Apollo.
Just got it in overtime there, so it's going to be no second chances here if Lounge manages to push it through to the second round. Very nice play there from all the DPS, some really clutch plays. Megamind had a couple of very nice headshots there with the icicles. Copperhead showing that second point is Copperhead Road for them. It's no one's getting in here, so nice last second take from Apollo, and they're going to have to really have a solid defense here to keep Lounge Legends back.
You can't hear me. I'm just shaking my head over here with that reference to Copperhead Road. Maybe, and I really, I'm sorry if I offend somebody with this, but it's honestly it's a terrible song. I don't like that song at all.
It is a terrible song.
So yeah, so I'm just, now it's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of this cast, which I'm really not looking forward to. Yeah, thanks for that. So we got Lounge Legends coming in on the attack here now. Looks like the same setup all the way through, so we'll see if Copperhead pushing in can get as much value with that Ash, as they're not taking a defensive position, but now they have to kind of force those angles on the hit scan and see if they can keep clicking those heads and throwing in those bobs.
Blue Jays moved over to the Tracer here, which they finished the last round on, so they're going to be looking probably to put some pressure onto Copperhead. Probably want to stay away from Megamind a little bit. It seems like they've identified Copperhead as a major threat. So Skittles has moved over to the Doomfist, and Blue Jay's going to stick on that Tracer. They're going to be... If they can double team the Ashe, it's going to be very, very difficult. You have the Coach Gun, but once that cooldown's gone, you're kind of defenseless, and Ashe is not great up close.
No, she is not. Her talents are definitely best used from far away. Megamind coming in with this May once again. Has that wall ready to use if they need it. Skittles is hanging on the back on this Doomfist. Doomfist will be very important here as well, as they've been very good at getting that first pick very quickly. However, Blue Jay takes down Fatty Immortality Shield, and Rugby follows it up by taking down Bloomer as well. Chris takes out the opposing Divas. Mech, as well as Noble Knight, is now in the pilot form. Blue Jay on the point as well, seeing if they can finish off any of the squishies here with that Tracer. Even though they got 72 health, Blue Jay knows what they're doing, and she will get in there with this Tracer and see if they can get any picks. However, Megamind on the point has taken down Noble Knight as well. The Venom Boost comes out, it looks like, and goes on to Rugby, but that will not save them as they are cut down on the point. Blue Jay puts out a nice pulse bomb there and takes down Washcloth, so that is one of the supports gone for Lounge Legend. But unfortunately, Copperhead has found a nice little spot here in the back, looking ahead once again, trying to take down Skittles on that Blue Jay, and they do take them down. A very nice play there. The Diva coming back for a recontest to burn some time off the clock. It looks like there's just going to be a little bit of a cleanup here, and Lounge is going to take this first point and push on forward.
I think that's going to be it for the first point. So you're seeing it with these 2 CP. Once you take that first point, if you do it efficiently, you're going to come in at a massive ultimate advantage. So you can look at the economy here. 5 ults coming up here for Lounge Legends. So they're going to have all the time and all the tools in the world and everything that they need. So Corliss is still just under halfway to this Transcendence, and the Transcendence is exactly what they need to bail them out of all these ultimates coming up.
Absolutely, we'll see if Corliss can build that one up. Megamind throws up Blizzard to start off here and gets another couple nice headshots in on the Rugby. The Animatrix out as well from Fish for Dinner is able to help their team out as much as it can. Scrids with a nice self-destruct takes out Blue Jay, and Megamind takes out Noble Knight. So this looks like it could be a snowball here as the eliminations keep coming in here for Lounge Legends. On the point now, Rugby has had to switch over to the Wrecking Ball to try and contest, but the nice Shatter and then Fin combo coming out from Bloomer, that's going to make short work of the Mammal in the ball. And Sprizz takes down Skittles as well, so this looks like it's just stragglers coming right back in now, so Apollo's really going to need a pick or two to even things out with that spawn advantage, but it looks like Bloomer and Washcloth have taken down members of Apollo once again. Fish for Dinner on that Ana ends their life as well. Copperhead just standing off the point here on this Tracer, switch that to get back into the fight, and even though they're 60% of pulse bomb, it's looking like they might not need it here. Apollo is doing a great job of coming into the point one at a time right now to make sure that they're burning off as much time as they can, but that is their last breath as round 2 is complete, and Lounge Legends will finish with 3:52 left on the clock, and we'll have to take the first tick on point A again to get the map win.
Very convincing attack there, and they are going to have 352. And you can see that the bomb was very effective at the end there. 352, and you can see that Apollo is not going to have a chance to attack, so it's going to be an almost 4-minute defense for them here. So they're going to have a more effective defense than they did on that first round. So this is always a tough position to be in. It's incredibly demoralizing, I would say. You know, you have no chance to win. Your best case is a tie. So I think we're going to see them come out extra hard here. It looks like Blue Jay's going to opt for the creep and let some more pressure from range on the Copperhead, who we saw landing some more of those shots. Both Copperhead and Megamind just absolutely lights out for that round. Bloomer and Skriz giving them the space to do so. So bit of a nightmare situation on the defense when you have your attack, when the attacking team's coming in with 5 ultimates. Like there's not really a ton you can do. I think they did a very nice job. You know, stalling as long as they could, eating some of that time. I think they ate about 45 seconds or so off of it. So, you know, it's you're walking uphill, but they did a good job.
Yeah, and uphill is the operative word there as well, because if Apollo loses basically one fight in the next 4 minutes, they're probably going to lose this map. It's so hard to hold this off here in overtime, so Skittles back on that Doomfist. We'll see if they will be able to get anyone here. But Blue Jay gets taken down quickly by Megamind. That is really unfortunate for Apollo as they're already fighting a person down. Skittles tries to get out but gets taken down by the Dynamite. That is 2 picks already for Lounge Legend as they are now moving on to point with that personnel advantage. Both bubbles coming up from Noble Knight, so they have all those on cooldown right now. Can't utilize those. Nice wall coming in from Megamind, and that will zone some people off the point. They're getting very close to that first tick now. Noble Knight trying to come back in for a touch, but gets knocked away, and Lounge Legends extends their lead to 2-0.
That's a tough. You have 4 minutes to defend there, and then
Play
an
of
unfortunate
the game.
pick onto Blue Jay to start it off. Not really a lot to be done. We're going to see Megamind's play of the game here. One of what I'm sure could have been a few plays of the game that the game could have chosen for them. Really effective on the Mei, getting those right clicks in. You can see both of those coming in. Those weren't even frozen. That was just some nice neutral play. So let's take a quick break. We're going to be back in a minute here for map 3, and then we're looking at either Blizzard World or Hollywood. So we'll see how this goes on the hybrid maps.
Hello, and we are back. This is Newbie here with Aegis, getting ready for our third map of the day between Apollo Ouranos and Lounge Legends. We are off to Hollywood, and we will see if Lounge Legends can go with the 3-0 here, or if Apollo will win their first map of the day and be able to pull it back to 2-1. Looking forward to Hollywood here. I think it's a very interesting map. There's a lot of different strategies you can use here. Aegis, what do you think we're going to see?
Megamind has had a lot of success on the May. I'm curious if they're going to bring it back out or go back to the Pharah that we saw in Oasis. I think it's a bit of a 50-50 at this point. They've been kind of a monster across every character they've played so far. It appears that we're going to get a Pharah from it here. So Blue Jay is going to know exactly what they're going to do here.
I will not waste this opportunity.
The May coming out from Skittles. So, looks like more of a rush comp coming in here. Yeah, we got Kronos on the Lucio. So apparently we're looking to get very close very quickly. Whereas Lounge Legends is going to be with the double shield and the McCool. So it'll be a little bit more of a poke comp. Not a lot of mobile DPS here, so it's going to be really up to Copperhead to try and burn down anyone who's low, but they're going to have to get through Rugby's shield first. So this is not a great point to approach on the best of days, let alone with Megamind on this far, just moving rockets in. So I gotta say, good luck, Apollo. I believe. I want to see a reverse sweep. We'd love to cast 5 maps today.
For sure, and Megamind already getting in with this Pharah. So far today, I think they would be my MVP for the game. Just so consistent, like you said, on every hero. So we'll see if they're going to be able to keep that up here. Keep in mind that they do get the first pick as they take down Kronos. So that will help this defense for Lounge Legends here as they are just pushing forward onto Apollo, pushing him down these stairs. Noble Knight's neck disappears as well. Bloomer gets 2 with 1 fire strike. The old 2 first Spritz takes down Skittles. That was a very nice first fight there for Lounge Legends.
I think Fish maybe used the Immortality Field a touch early there, and they were just in a bad position where Bloomer was able to walk in and just start swinging away, get those fire strikes in. So you need to be a little bit more careful. It's a long cooldown. They're going to be coming up with a window here, so one of the advantages of taking a boatload of damage is your Baptiste gets their ultimate very quickly. So Fish is going to probably looking to be opening this up with a window, whereas Megamind's going to be coming in here on this barrage.
And doesn't even need the barrage to take down Blue Jay, but then uses it to take down Fish and Skittles as well. So that is a very nice play as Megamind gets 3 more added to their totals for the day, just adding the stats of it. Rugby is able to take down Washcloth as well. However, Copperhead trades that out by finishing the pilot of Noble Knight. Fat Beach takes down Kronos. That looks like another team fight win for Lounge.
This is going to be tough. This is a tough comp to push off the point here. Everywhere you're walking, there's damage coming in between the Sigma and the Pharah and the Reinhardt and the Free. So there's a first pick there from Copperhead. He picks up Kronos. So not a great start to this as Fat Beach picks off Blue Jay, and it's just cascading from there. So they're going to have to regroup. Still a couple minutes left, so probably 2 fights here. And a whole lot of ultimates for both teams coming into this. So this is going to probably be the fight that decides which way this is going to go.
Yes, Lounge Legends with 5 ults currently available, as well as Apollo is getting close to having 4 of their own. It looks like the fight has started here as Blue Jay trying to get around the back, maybe looking to use his Deadeye, maybe just looking for a flashbang. Either way, they are met by that too small, but they still are going to give the Deadeye a shot, and they get 3! What a play coming in from Blue Jay there, and Rugby's able to follow that up. I think that all also comes down to the window coming up from Fish. That is just a beautiful use of ults there from Apollo as they're able to take that fight and capture this point.
They used everything they had there. Both DPS ults, the window, they used the shatter as well. So you gotta hope that you're winning that fight. If you don't, it's a world of trouble for you here. 4 ultimates coming in here from Lounge Legends, so they're gonna have a lot to push back in onto this carpet.
Like you said, Apollo really taxed their ultimate economy there with that last fight. but, you know, it's the price of a win there, and they gotta take it. So now Mega Man coming back in with another barrage, using that top of that gate for cover. Isn't popping anything yet, as that immortality field is still active from Fish. Just flying high in the sky here, staying safe as they like, using this corner for cover now. Blue Jay has switched over to this Widowmaker, which I have seen them play very well in the past. We'll be able to see if Blue Jay can maybe neutralize Megamind on that Pharaoh.
Yeah, maybe a little bit tired of having to take multiple shots to drop Washcloth or Megamind. Saw some nice plays earlier, taking them out with pulse bombs and the like. Doesn't seem to be as much of an option here on Hollywood. So here comes the bomb here from Noble Knight.
And the self-destruct takes out the Mercy, and Rugby's able to follow that up. Megamind tried to pull it back with the barrage, but Blue Jay was able to hit the shot there and take them down. Skittles follows up by taking a Bloomer. That is basically a team wipe coming out from Apollo there, just dumpstering Lamb Legends in that fight, and they'll be able to push this quite a bit forward.
Skittles is finding a lot of success on this Reaper. It seems to be get up close. They're playing a little bit like an enforcer. Copperhead swapped over to the Widow, so looking to take on Blue Jay a little bit more head-to-head. So Skittles burning down these shields and opening up some room for Blue Jay to get some shots in on the team. Skriz has swapped over to the Diva, and here comes the beat here from Cordula, so this is going to be their engage.
And a good tool that is to engage. Washcloth has found the Resurrect onto Megamind as well, so that Pharah is back in the skies. Bloomer looking for a Shatter, but Rugby used theirs already, so they just have to wait for that shield to be free to do what they can. Try to use the window with that Fire Strike to take anything down, but that Fire Strike just finds air. Both lines swinging away at each other. The window comes in from Fish, and Skittles and Blue Jay are both able to find picks as well. Noble Knight finishes off the other Diva. Megamind finishes themselves off as the Reinhardt was just too close to comfort there with those rockets. And that's 2 points in the bag for Apollo as they push inside the studio.
It seems like the Reaper pick has been working out for them. The entire team seems to be long spawn, so they're gonna luck out here. Fat Beach was able to escape with their life, which is not always the case when you get short spawned like that. Skittles is going to be coming in with the Death Blossom, and I'm coming up to 4 ults actually here for Apollo, so it's going to be their fight to lose here.
And Blue Jay has already popped the wall, so she can see anyone right now around the corner. And a big Shatter coming in there as well. What a Shatter coming in from Rugby. That is phenomenal. Skittles follows up with the Death Blossom. They are able to just take down Lounge Legends. What a play coming out from Rugby. That was massive. And they might be able to get this card very close to the end here before Copperhead comes back and contests on that trade.
This was on the back of Skittles, actually. Skittles had kind of faded in, and Bloomer had turned around to prepare for the Death Blossom, and that's when that massive Shatter came in from Rugby, so great play.
And another great play coming in from Rugby as they're able to get 2 more. Megamind coming back on the Doomfist, takes out Fish for life, but Rugby is just taking no prisoners right now, no regard for human life, and Apollo is able to finish the map with 1:15 left on the clock. A very nice push after some problems at the start.
0 to 3.
That's been their best round so far. I think they may have unlocked a little bit of a strategy to find some success here with their Reaper. Once they're able to burn down Bloomer's shield, it's really opening it up for Blue Jay to get those shots in, and the tanks are, able to get some room. So it looks like Skittles has had a disconnect, so we're just going to give them a few moments to reconnect here.
Absolutely. That was a great fight, though, from Apollo. We will take a quick break right now as we get this pause sorted out, and we will be right back. And we are back. That was a quick pause there, but Skittles is back in the bag. So we have a 6v6 once again as Apollo will be ready to go here, and we'll see what they can do on their defense now.
Very strong offense from them. It seems like they kind of found their footing a little bit more. So they're down 2-0. Now is the time. Obviously, what you're doing isn't working as well as you would hope. So time to make some changes there. Skills, it looks like they're eyeing the Mei again here. So maybe a little bit more confident in that Mei as a defensive strategy. Is some of you who may remember when Overwatch had offensive and defensive damage players. I believe Mei was in on the defensive here, so maybe they're just kind of going back to those old days.
Yeah, you are correct. Mei was a defensive hero. I believe that's back when Symmetra was actually listed as support as well. So those days are long gone. I'm kind of glad that they've made a lot of those changes to Symmetra. But anyway, no Symmetra here as we get going on this next round of Hollywood as Lounge Legends is coming in on the attack. We'll see how Rugby wants to hold the space here as the main tank on the defense. Skittles getting right in there using a nice Mei wall, but isn't really able to cut off a lot of that team. However, the Icicles are finding their mark so far with another nice critical hit there. Blue Jay coming in isn't able to finish out the opposing Mei as Skittles is still, or excuse me, as Megamind is still going strong here as both Reinhardts are just eyeing each other up on the point, and Skriz is able to take down Noble Knight, so that might be a window of opportunity for Lounge Legends to get in here.
They're going to have to move quickly. Noble Knight's already respawned and heading back to the point, so I'm surprised they haven't jumped down here already. Maybe waiting for some cooldowns to come out here. You can see this is exactly what they were doing. They're waiting for that Mei wall.
Absolutely, we got Ice Climbers on the point now as there are just Mei walls all over the place. Copperhead's able to find fish for dinner. That's a lot of healing for Apollo gone down the drain as well. Window comes out, isn't able to find anything. Bloomer on the point with the Shatter. They have cleared everyone off for now, and it looks like Lounge Legends is going to get most or all of this point.
Very nice take. It looked like the whole push had been stymied there at the beginning, but very nice. Everyone rallied, got back together, made that push up to the high ground. So definitely had the opportunity to drop it in a little bit sooner. I think it was actually a nice play. I gotta commend them for that. I would have probably rushed in like some idiot and got taken down and fed like crazy. They were very patient. They waited for the cooldowns to come up, and it worked very well for them.
Yeah, patience is definitely a virtue and something that you or I don't have sometimes, especially when we're playing Overwatch. But with this fight here, Rugby gets frozen up on that Reinhardt. Bloomer, has not decided to use their Shatter as of yet. Blue Jay gets a nice pick on the Fat Beach, and the very nice Fish for Dinner follows that up as well. So that is a massive advantage now for Apollo as they are just flying their way back in. Megamind trying to use that wall to hold them off so they could get out, but unfortunately they are taken down as well. This is definitely a fight win for Apollo here as they have a nice bounce back fight after losing that first point.
Oh,
a nice dagger on the floor, dude.
Oh, that's awful. Very nice play there from Skittles. Bloomer was ready to drop the Shatter, just itching for it. You could see Rugby's shield was cracked, going very low. He was going to drop any second, and Bloomer was just ready. And Skittles throws Bloomer up. Death. Everything changes. So looks like you're going to have a fast rotation here, and maybe deciding that they would like to be on the defensive side for some of this.
And a very nice idea from Lounge Legends as well as they try and take the onus of this high ground. A blizzard coming in from both sides, so it is very frosty on the point here. It might be spring where I am, but it's definitely not in Hollywood right now. Chris has worked their way up to a self-destruct, but doesn't need it as they take down Fish for Dinner with a nice charge in there, and then they finish off Cordeless and Blue Jay as well. So this will get the payload rolling through this set here, and we'll see if Skriz wants to initiate with this bomb or put it in the back pocket for a bit.
Cordeless had used the beat there, and it seemed like it just hadn't got to Rugby. Might have been obviously something blocking the line of sight there. So the idea was there. I think if they had landed, it would have given them a little bit more staying power. So they're going to start by engaging with this window from Fat Beach to start things off.
The Noble Knight just trying to harass on that high ground as well with this Diva. Throws in a sneaky self-destruct coming in from the back end. It is not able to find anything, unfortunately, but Skittles on the point is able to take down Bloomer. So that will be a help for Apollo as they are up one person right now. Skriz Skrills also gets out of their mech, and Skrills is not gone down yet, so that Baby Diva is surviving just a little bit. Deadeye coming out as well from Copperhead, finds nothing but net as there are no targets there. Self-destruct coming in from Skrizz as well. All it combined is the Immortality Field. Skittles on the point here with that Reaper, and they are just trying to do as much damage as they can to that poor Reinhardt, and does take them down as well. They're 96% to that Death Blossom, but don't need it, as that is another fight win for Apollo.
Very nice hold art. You could see 0.5 meters, and just in the nick of time. Skittles got this Death Blossom coming in here. It's gonna be, I'm assuming we're gonna see a little bit of a trade here. Skittles is gonna come in with the Death Blossom. Megamind's gonna be coming in here with the Blizzard, just trying to dislodge each other from the point. So both are very good zoning ults. You don't want to be very close to either of them. Blue Jay seems to be up here waiting on the high ground, just waiting. They know exactly what's going on. They know they're going for high ground, so we're going to see them relocate to the county jail. Look for those little stagger picks as the team transitions.
And that will be rough if they are able to get those picks in transition. Blue Jay has to hide behind the jail now. Chris and the rest of Lounge Legends have taken that high ground, which is so important here on Hollywood. A bunch of ults coming in here. Skittles uses that Death Blossom and is able to get a couple picks with it as well. Noble Knight takes out Washcloth. This is looking like a very nice fight for Apollo as they get another couple eliminations as well. And once again, poor Skrills on that Baby Diva gets just horrifically staggered.
That was everything you wanted there out of Skittles. Very nice job holding on to that Death Blossom, waiting until Rugby had everybody on the ground, eliminating any real hopes of pushing this in. So 36 seconds left. This is probably going to be their last real fight for Lounge Legends. So they're going to have to be moving quickly. You can see they're the same play. They're going to come up to the high ground. So it's really going to, they're going to have to move very quickly. As Blue Jay gets that first pick on the Fat Beach, that is going to be costly.
Copperhead tried to come in with a flying Deadeye there as well, but wasn't able to find anything. And this is looking great for Apollo, as they were once again just wiping the floor with Lounge Legends and taking these picks away. Skittles still on that Reaper, getting a lot of value. Once again, Skrizz is the last one to go down here, and that's going to look like a hold for Apollo. Lucio can't quite make it as they are knocked off, and Apollo gets their first map of the day and avoids the sweep.
Love to see it. So, made some changes with their back against the wall. We saw that Reaper come out. Very effective. You see Rugby on one of their many fantastic plays so far. This is going to be the very nice shatter. So, Skittles is behind them. Bloomer had turned around, possibly, it seemed like a smart move at the time, probably, and then that shatter comes in from behind. So, very well played. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back to see if we're going to Junkertown or Havana.
And we are back, newbie, here with Ageless, going to our fourth map today. We're going to Junkertown. This is going to be very interesting. Apollo was able to get their first map and break that goose egg, so they are on the board. You can ring that bell. And Ageless, what are you looking at here when we go to Junkertown?
Skittles had a lot of success with the Reaper on Hollywood, and I don't know if they're going to be able to run the same way on Junkertown. This first point especially, with very long sight lines, so they might not see as much value from the Reaper. However, there have been Reinhardts on both sides this entire time, so if they can get those tanks nice and close, then it shouldn't matter as much. It appears that we are going to see the Widows coming out from Blue Jay and Copperhead, though, so we're going to see a nice little Widow 1v1. Skittles is going to go with the Hanzo. So this is the first time we've seen them play Hanzo today, and Megamind is opting for the Tracer. I'm a little surprised we are not seeing the Far from them. Big, tall skybox, although maybe they're anticipating a whole bunch of snipers coming out their way. So, bit of a different look here from Apollo with the double shield. Looks like Bloomer's going to stick to that Reinhardt, and Skriz is going to go on to the Sigma. So, not a whole ton of changes as far as the tanks are concerned on Lounge Legends. We've seen them both before, but full change up here for Apollo.
And we'll see if Skittles can pop off on those that Hanzo as well. I have seen them play Hanzo before, and they have massive potential on that hero. So we'll see what they can do as Apollo starts pushing this payload up in Junkertown. Skittles in the back right now. Just poke it in. Copperhead's able to find the first pick though with that damage boost. They take out the Mercy on the other side. That's a lot of value lost for Apollo as they lose the healing, they lose the damage boost, and they lose the sniper as well.
Yeah, very nice couple picks there from Copperhead, so they're going to have to be very careful. Copperhead's sticking pretty close to the point, gets picked off by Blue Jay, but Blue Jay trades it for their own life as Copperhead gets brought back.
Very nicely done there. Megamind getting a couple picks with that Tracer as well. So, like we've seen all day, these DPS are really owning this kill feed. You'd think the DPS always would, but sometimes it's not the case, but today it is. And here comes Skittles on that Hanzo as they find two, excuse me. And that is very nicely done, as Skittles just showing that they know exactly how to play Hanzo.
Very nice play there, and coming up to that Dragon, which is possibly going to catch Lounge Legends by surprise. So Skittles has shown they can play a large variation of heroes. So would like to see this Dragon come out pretty early. Couple early shots though onto Rugby from Copperhead. So gonna have to keep that shield up.
Yeah, that shield can go down very quickly as well with the damage coming in. Megamind with a nice flank there takes out Blue Jay on the Widow. That is a very nice first pick for this fight. Skittles comes in with the Dragon Strike, isn't able to get any eliminations of that. Megamind is roaming in the back, hunting down these snipers, getting Skittles very low. Skittles is getting that healing, gets the Immortality Field as well. Now, Megamind switches her sights onto the Orisa and puts a stick onto them. Noble Knight coming in with a 59 HP. Flux got down to 4, but still gets it off. Just by the skin of their teeth are they able to take down that Gravitic Flux. And that was just so close there from the Sigma before they went down.
This has moved over to the Brig here, so already a little bit wary of Megamind's Tracer getting into the back line. Copperhead gets a nice pick on the Blue Jay. I don't know if it's going to make a real difference here. I think they'll be able to get rezzed or come back by the time this fight gets started in earnest. But there is some nice angles taken here, and it's gonna force some careful play here, I think, from Apollo.
And another nice shot there from Blue Jay as they take out the Menace in the backline themselves, taking out that Tracer. Very nicely done. Rugby did fire the bongos on the point as well, so whoever was around it for Apollo had a bit of a damage boost for a while, and Blue Jay doesn't need it though as they take down two more. Great shots coming out from Blue Jay.
Very nice play. They're owning those angles, and it's been a little bit back and forth as far as the Widow 1v1 has been concerned, but when they have the space, Blue Jay seems to be able to really get those picks and run with it. So Megamind has swapped over to their own Hanzo, going for a little bit more range here, and maybe some more spam onto the shields.
Now we have double sniper versus double sniper now. You'll love to see it. It's a high skill play to make. Bloomer coming in with the shatter, and what a shatter it is. Megamind follows that up with a couple picks. Blue Jay takes down one, but I'm sorry, Blue Jay, you ain't gonna stop this payload right now as it's just rolling into this first point.
huge shadow from Bloomer, but Fat Beach actually really sealed the deal there. Very nice Bio Grenade, just shutting down any of the healing and eliminating any chance of getting back up from that. So, gotta hand it to Fat Beach there. Very nice play.
And Skittles now has another Dragon Strike. We'll see if they want to just toss it through the wall or hold on to it right now. The Orisa shield on the high ground from Rugby is not lasting very long, as there's a lot of damage being poured into that. Walls come out from Copperhead. So now, right now, Lounge Legends have that wall hack up. We'll see if they're able to take advantage of that as they do get the first pick as Megamind takes out Fish for dinner. That is traded back as Blue Jay finds the headshot onto Fat Beat. However, Megamind popping off a little bit in the Hanzo there, finds 2 more as they take out Blue Jay and Crotalus. And that is a very nice fight, but it is still could go either way as both Hanzos just trying to pop off as much as possible. Megamind's able to find another pick as well, and then Skittles gets taken down by Skriz. So this looks like it'll be another push for Lounge Legends.
Well taken there. We're seeing the Hanzo getting a little bit more value for them. This is a long sidelines map, so it's unsurprising to see the Hanzo, unsurprising to see the Widow come out here. Crotalus gets picked up by this kind of insurance dragon thrown in here by Megamind, and it's going to get them the second point. So coming in here with 255 seems like a lot of time, but this last point of Junker time is very difficult to clinch.
Yeah, it's very easy to get stuck here at the end, and we do have another pause as well. It seems like everybody's still in the game, so we'll see what's going on with there in a second. But this last point will be something that is very interesting. As you said, it can be very hard to push through as you get stuck, so we'll see what strategies are used by Lounge here on this last point to see if they can get through as we come back into the game action.
Seems like Fat Beach had a small disconnect there, but it's back in the game, so we're right back at it. And here comes everybody. Copperhead back on that Ashe, gets a nice pick off, so they've opted off the Widow for this last point. So expecting everyone to get a little bit closer.
And it's paid off so far as Copperhead is able to find that pick. Still have Washcloth in as that pocket as well, so might be getting a little bit of a damage boost. Blue Jay pops the tactical visor, the Widowmaker ultimate, which allows you to see through walls, and that will be the start of this fight. I think Lounge will play it a little bit slowly now, as they know that they can be spotted out very easily.
Yeah, the Infrastrike can really slow teams down, and especially when you got like things like that. Blue Jay takes out Megabind. We're going to see the res here, and Bloomer's going to jump all over Blue Jay, try and make them pay for that first pick.
Yeah, that is a very nice shot there from Megamind. Skittles coming in with those Storm Arrows, trying to do a ton of damage there and succeeding as they get the final kill onto Bloomer as well. Going up top now, seeing if they can pick this Hanzo. Gets them low. Isn't able to take them down, just needs the one shot onto Megamind, but cannot find it. In the meantime, Megamind was just kind of ignoring Skittles there and just making sure that they could get that kill as well. So that was a very nice play there from Megamind, who's still fighting tooth and nail, but gets taken down by Fish finally. And Blue Jay is back into the fight on this Tracer.
Fish appears to be having Megamind for dinner there. Nice pick there onto the Hanzo, pushes everyone back, and we're seeing a little bit of stabilization here. So Rugby swapped over to the Wrecking Ball, perhaps to come back and contest quickly, but it seems like they're gonna stay on it. So we're gonna see some Wrecking Ball Sigma.
The 3-ball comp coming in right now from Apollo, and we'll see if that's something that will help them. Skriz and Bloomer both get picks, so to start this attack off very nicely, and Bloomer pops the Primal Rage as well. Skriz getting a lot of final blows, lighting up the kill feed. Very nicely done from that Sigma player, as Bloomer is just trying to push up a little bit with that ultimate, trying to hold on to some of that space before they go back to their team. Crotalus has been found out there as the sneaky Brigand in the back, and they get taken down, so that's effectively a stagger pick. As the payload comes near the end here, Blue Jay on that Tracer getting very close to a Pulse Bomb. Skittles got taken out on as well, and Copperhead does take down Blue Jay with a very nice critical hit. Noble Knight just on the point with the Reinhardt now. An interesting pick coming back from them, and Megamind does finish him off as well, as Megamind gets 2 more, showing some great proficiency on this Hanzo, and Skriz finishes off Skittles, and that will be round 1, and they finish with time in the bank.
Score.
Not a lot of time left. You could see they came into that third point with what seemed like a ton of time, down to 9 seconds to finish that off. So Apollo has definitely improved their defensive game. We saw them struggle with it a little bit early on. they seem to have brought things back and are finding those places to stabilize, stand their ground a little bit more effectively. And that may have been due possibly to the double shield comp that they're running here as well. It's a very effective comp to be running on defense as long as you set up properly and choose your space wisely. I think allowing Skittles and Blue Jay more room to get their shots, as well as the poke damage that can come out from a Sigma and Orisa. You can burn these shields down with the Rhine and Sigma on the opposing side. You're going to get a little bit more shield uptime with the Orisa. So it seems to be their hope that they can just burn the shields down and then open it up for Blue Jay to take that high ground. On the defense, Copperhead's going to have a little bit of an advantage. The defenders, there's the first kind of, at the end of the first choke, there's a very nice high ground for Widows. They like to hang out there, and it's very difficult to contest them. So with the Sigma, sometimes it's kind of fun. You can throw your shield up there and eliminate their ability to shoot through there. We'll be looking for Noble Knight to work some of those angles along with Blue Jay to try and shut the Widow down.
Just what they needed.
Yeah, the Widow battle is paramount to who is going to win this fight coming up here. Copperhead not finding a kill yet, but did land a little bit of a shot onto Skittles. Skittles, however, returning with arrows in kind, just trying to damage as much of that shield as they can. Megamind has to back up. They're getting a bit lower on health, has to get healed up by Washcloth, but is now back right into the fight as this payload comes to the next corner. Both main tanks facing off there at the front as well. Copperhead still trying to find a head to click. First elimination of the round goes to Skriz as they take down Noble Knight, and Copperhead follows it up with a very nice shot onto Skittles. And then Blue Jay pays it back by getting Copperhead as well. So these snipers are trading just constantly.
You can see as soon as Noble Knight went down there, as soon as the shields start disappearing, the Widows begin finding their targets.
Absolutely, and there's another battle coming out here as Blue Jay takes down Copperhead once more. Very nicely done here. Megamind just trying to do the best they can to hold back the other team right now with those storm arrows. Dragons are coming in but haven't found anyone as of yet. Immortality Field comes out as well. Isn't able to take anyone down, so both teams on point. The Ant Matrix comes out from Fish for Dinner. We'll see how much damage that can amplify as well. Copperhead and Skrills both take out members of Apollo. Apollo is falling now, quickly and quietly as they go down, and that fight is going to go for Lounge.
Oh no, they're staggering the Orisa. Rugby with 70 health, just only being healed by the payload. Just was not able to die. It's not very often you see a main tank get staggered quite like that. With all 6 on the card though, it's kind of a matter of time before they can just decide to kill the Orisa. So, nice play. Seems probably a war crime or something, but it's... you hate to see it, you love to see it. They are going to be coming back here with the Supercharger, so hopefully give Skittles and Blue Jay a little bit more to work with, and those Noble Knight's primary fire with the Sigma can be very deadly
No
with that
one can hide
Supercharger.
from my sight.
When everyone's grouped up as well, those Hyperspheres do a ton of damage, especially when hitting multiple targets at once. Skittles on this Hanzo still looking around. Copperhead has gone on a bit of a flank here, seeing if they can take out that Sigma, set their sights on them, but aren't able to cut them down with the Widow's Kiss. Megamind has another Dragon Strike, and will probably be looking to split off Apollo here when they decide to use it. Blue Jay gets taken down by a headshot, a very nice shot there from Megamind, and has looked very strong on this Hanzo as well.
They just can't get to the point. They're using so much just to get close to the point. They do touch. Here comes the Dragons at the same time as Sigma as well, so it kind of lifted them out of the Dragons as it gets traded back. Skittles picks up Copperhead, Megamind picks up Noble Knight, and Blue Jay trades that back onto Fat Beach.
This could go either way, but Megamind popping off once again on this Hanzo, just finding heads left, right, and center. Bloomer is back on the point now with that Reinhardt swinging away, has a Earthshatter in the bag, but doesn't even need it as Rugby gets hammered down, and that is another nice fight from Lounge with only 30 seconds left. This could be it for Apollo today.
Apollo really seemed they had found the defense and they had got everything going, but now we're seeing Lounge Legends turning their game up as well. So great defense here so far. only 14 seconds left, and this cart has a bit of ways to go yet. I'm surprised they're even allowing them this much space to go touch the cart. They've been struggling even to get there.
It has definitely been tough sledding for Apollo on this attack, as they have now run out of time. It is overtime. Megamind has come around the back and throws a Dragon Strike on the point where Apollo has to be. A nice immortality field coming in from Fish to make sure they stay alive, but a nice shot for Megamind to take them out. Overtime almost runs out, but Apollo is able to get back on the point, but Lounge is finding all the picks that they need, and that's curtains for today as Lounge Legends takes the game 3-1.
Incredible play. Megamind was a menace on the Pharah, a menace on the Mei, and then just turned it on for the Hanzo as well. So very nice play from all of the snipers here, using everything that their tanks were able to muster for them as far as space and take advantage of every bit of it. So you can see Skittles gets a nice pick on the Copperhead and then on the Washcloth. And it fantastic play, I have to say, across the board. You love to see those sniper battles. How are you feeling for our player of the match here, Newbie?
Well, we talked about it earlier, and I think especially with that showing on the Hanzo for Lounge Legends as well, I think we really do have to give the MVP of this game to Megamind, as they were just getting eliminations so consistently as that DPS player throughout the entire game.
Very consistent. We did see Copperhead pop off and really line up some very huge kills back to back to back, some very nice chains. However, I have to agree with you. Megamind was just so consistent. So just keeping their team in it, getting the picks when they needed it, getting extra picks even when they didn't. So I think Megamind is going to be our player of the match, and we're going to just jump over and grab them in for an interview.
So do we go to the public call, or do we? And we are back with our player of the game today, Megamind, showing a very good job on those projectile DPS. How are you doing today, Megamind?
Feeling great. Had a blast playing with our team, and it was good to come out with the win.
It was a very impressive win today as well. So my first question goes towards your Hanzo, towards your Mei. Obviously, you were very skilled on those heroes, but what did your team do as well to help you make those plays?
You know, it's in the current meta, you really have 4 big cooldowns. You got the wall, you got Immort, you got Lucio's speed boost, and you can argue that like your dynamite slash stuns one unit bigger cooldowns. And so it's really about comboing with the rest of my team. You know, looking for a good wall and then counting on them to be right behind me or right in front of me, just to clean up whoever we wall out. So it was a really huge team effort on that.
Yeah, and you guys seem to have a lot of good communication and synergy to make all that kind of stuff work. Speaking more specifically about you, what do you think about your Hanzo was really strong today? So what do you think about that Hanzo specifically? Obviously, besides clicking heads, that makes that such a powerful hero for you.
I think Hanzo is one of those heroes that is really strong whenever you can play really smart angles against a team. And so a team like Double Shield, we know there's going to be shields on cart, and I know Widow's going to be on high ground. And so it's really easy to find those off angles where Widow might not necessarily be looking, and get those kills that way. But it was just a good match overall by our team.
Yeah, and with that great showing that your team had today, what are you and your team going to think about going forwards into your next matches?
I think we're gonna obviously do a VOD review, break down each match, and specifically looking at Hollywood, the map we lost there, and just kind of dissect what went wrong. But I think the big thing for all of us is going to be more ult coordination, ult tracking between team fights to figure out how we can best set ourselves up for success in the next fight.
Makes sense. Well, thank you very much for joining us for a little bit here, Megamind. It was a joy to watch you on the May and on the Hanzo. I know I had a lot of fun. So thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations on the win today.
Much appreciated. Had a blast. Thanks, guys.
So that is it for us today. For Aegis, I am the new beat. I'd like to thank everyone at Prospect eSports Showdown. Obviously, I'd like to thank Aegis for being a great casting partner, and I'd like to thank Lindsay as well, our great production person today. So that is a wrap, a 3-1 win for Lounge Legends over Apollo Ouranos. And for everyone here at Prospect eSports Showdown, I'm Newbeat saying, have a nice night.